Hello YouTube, Bean here, the Guitar Junkie, Master Wah. So let's do a little bit of playing, a little bit of talking. See what's up. I don't know. Yeah. Still, I'm putting videos up just to see what guitar would fit my style of playing, you know, so that the guitar will resemble my style, the way I play. You know, I try to have like a I don't know, a 70s kind of drive, but between that and like a Larry Carlton kind of drive, not that dirty, you know, gritty, something in between. I'm trying to, you know, I've got the sound. I'm just still looking for a smaller, lighter amplifier to gig with, because this is a bit much to lug around, although it sounds fantastic. So I've got plenty of guitars that suit my playing ability, my needs, what I like, and I know, you know, which ones with what pickups are going to sound best with what pickups I, you know, what pedals I have. So with that in mind, it's just finding something that when you see the guitar, you know, it's going to resemble me. You know what I mean? Like when you see a Strat, you think of Hendrix and Clapton and Richie Blackmore. When you see, you know, an Ibanez, you think of Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. You see what I mean? Not that I'm comparing myself to those guys, not at all, by no means. But what's this one? This one, really? Let's see what else. There we go. It helps if you plug in the guitar from the top. You ever get one of those days where it feels like just nothing is going right for you? That started with me from the morning. It just feels like I'm not having, a good day. And as worse as it could get, I say to myself, it's only going to get better. I'll have a great night. I'll have a crappy day, but I'll have a great night. So the Vega trim has been staying in tune. So I'm happy with that. As far as anything with a Floyd, I never really have to worry much day to day playing, as long as I play it, play with each guitar every day. Every other day is okay. If I go like a week, then with the way the weather's been down here, crazy lately, I kind of have to keep an eye on things. What's this one? It's been a while since I played this one. I'm not, I just I'm gonna cook while I'm behind. I don't see it getting any better. So once I get into a funk like this, because it happens, let's face it, I don't pretend to be happy every day. I'm just in a good mood every day, trying to force myself to be in a good mood when I'm not just doesn't pan out. And I'm all about having, a positive attitude, keeping my frequency high, and being aware. I don't know if if you're following along with me without me sounding too preachy, but yeah, that's why I avoid negativity. I avoid the news that's trying to scare you or upset you, and I avoid friends' posts, political posts, even if I'm on board with it, even if I'm on their side, I still don't want to see it, because I could see it keeps them going, it keeps their fire burning, and I extinguished that fire a while ago. Although I'm aware of what's going on in the world, with this, that, the other thing, I keep it to myself, and I don't try to, find it on the news. I don't try to find it on YouTube. And I don't want to see it on my friends' feeds on Facebook. I pretty much purged. I went from 100 and something odd friends, maybe 150, 160 friends that I really, people that I actually knew, down to probably, I think it is 56 now. And ones that I really have a connection with, and knew, not just knew of, or have, people that I actually knew either in school, in my neighborhood, or that I worked with throughout the years, became friends with, neighbors and so on. So yeah, it's one of those days where you feel like nothing's, reminds me of that song. Get one of those days when nothing's going good, even down to your best girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Well, I got a way to get out of it. What was that band? It was either Motley Crue, I think it was, or Poison, one of the two glam rock bands at the time. So yeah, my biggest thing is coming in here and playing. I never come in here and play when I'm in a foul mood. If I'm pissed off about something, I cannot come in and pick up the guitar. I can't pick it up mad. I could pick it up when I'm having a day like today. It could be a bluesy day, a sad day, a day that's just like, like I feel like everything is against me. And then I come in here, I clear my mind, and I start playing. Unfortunately, I couldn't clear my mind. That's why I played the way I played, and I was doing what I was doing on the guitar. Because every mistake that I make, I just goes back to the reason why I came in here. So, and I don't like leaving a thumbs down on somebody. I don't like to leave a negative or derogatory comment on anybody. Sometimes it was like the mood struck me and I had to say something, and then I feel bad and I regret it afterwards. But, c'est la vie. And I have, again, buddies of mine that send me videos of them playing. And sometimes, I don't even, I like to support everyone that I know, and whether I see them on Facebook or they send me a YouTube video or something like that, or even a lot of times I get videos sent to my phone from their phone, and I just wanted, yeah, good job. Even if it's like, man, the drummer was off, and the keyboardist is what's going on? Is she having a bad day today? Or I know you can do better. You know what I mean? Kind of thing like that. So to spread negativity just brings more negativity towards me. So even if I may not think it's the best performance in the world, I still, yeah, good job, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. And then I let it go, because I feel bad that I was like, lying to them sometimes doesn't help them, but it helps my positive vibe keep going. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And I don't even like to think something, negative, like, oh man, like, I think you should have practiced that a little bit better. Or I don't think you should be sharing that video, kind of thing. But because I get honest feedback with my stuff, and I appreciate that, although I don't know if my honest feedback is going to be received the same way. I do get, at times where they say, what do you think about this? Because I know you listen with your ears and not with your eyes, meaning I don't get starstruck by who it is or the band, the name, the artist, who it is. I listen to it and I go, and then what's your honest opinion about this? And I would say, yeah, that's exactly, you're right. I agree 100%. I just wanted to hear it from you, Others that I spoke to, everyone's, it's like giving me a pat on the back. Yeah, If you ask for it, I'm gonna give it to you, but I don't like to volunteer it because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. And then even the videos that I said about guys that were playing for so many years, that been, started playing, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, and they're more, focusing on, posting videos on this, that, and the other thing. Either it's a guitar, it's a pedal, it's an amplifier, or how they work on this, that, the other thing. But really, not spending the amount of time on playing, I felt bad about, because I think I said it twice on the video. Now this is probably the third time, but I feel bad about that. But that's my whole thing on it. Like, man, if you spent more time on practicing to play than anything else, unless that's what you want to do. If you notice, I used to start off with my videos with the inexpensive guitars off of Amazon, Harley Benton. And although they were all great guitars for the price, when I was growing up, we didn't have quality instruments at that price point that we can afford. It was either a Fender or a Gibson. And then the 80s hit the market. Then you had B.C. Rich, and you had Charvel, and you had Jackson and Schecter, but we didn't have, even at that, in those days, you're paying for it. It was still a pricey guitar. Maybe not as much as a Gibson or a Fender, but still. So kids nowadays, they have the ability of getting a fine instrument and really learning and honing their skills and being able to play it. I remember, first electric guitar that I had, it was so hard to play. You don't realize it at the time until you go into a store, and then you have a proper instrument in your hand, a USA, Gibson or Fender, and you're like, wow, man, I think that's where the term came from. It plays like butter, because it's just so easy and so soft and so effortlessly to you think about it, something that comes out of the guitar, and then you think it's the guitar. It's mostly you're playing, but it does depend on the instrument as well sometimes. So yeah, so I don't know what inspired me to make this video. I feel a little bit better now, so I'm going to shut it off and I'm going to play, and I know I'm going to play a lot better. I'll probably put this guitar down again, just trying to find a guitar that would be my signature look, like a guitar that would suit my playing, and when they see the guitar, they associate it with me. But I'll probably grab one of my Washburns now, because that's my go-to, most easy, comfortable, best sounding guitar that I have is my two M4s. And that's all I've got to say about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. Come on now.